All right, until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. Did you see Scandal this week? Scandal Season 4, Episode 3. So the opening scene, Liz drops off the kids at school. Now, you remember Liz from last week. Something's brewing. We got to see who it is because she had some interaction with Cyrus's boy toy, Michael. We see Cyrus meeting up with Michael. So evidently this isn't a one-time thing. They're going to have a relationship, okay? So then the scene switches to Liv. This is interesting. Liv drops by her father's house and she tries to bond with him, it seems, on some, paternal level. She wants them to have, she misses a normal father relationship like a lot of daughters do. So she's trying to get him to, maybe open up to her. So what he does is she's reaching out to him and then he reaches back to her and says, okay, so come to dinner. I'll fix your dinner and bring your guy, bring your boyfriend, bring Jake, I guess he doesn't use the word boyfriend. I should say that. He just says, bring Jake, you guys come for dinner. It's okay. I'll make dinner for you and I'll be all domesticated and I'll be a good boy. Liv is trying to appeal on her father at the most primal level. But you have to see Jake's face when Olivia asks Jake to come to her father's house for dinner. It's priceless because he looks at her like, yeah, you can imagine, like, what? No. All right. So he reminds Olivia that they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know why you even invited me to your father's house. If we were boyfriend and girlfriend, then yes, maybe I would go to your father's house. But no, and I'm not even sure he knows what this is. They just get together for booty calls, for these sexual trysts, very torrid sex, But he says, no, I don't want to go. Yeah, no, that's all right. So the scene then switches to the White House. And you see Millie. Millie's the president's wife. She appears to be emerging from her depression. And you're happy for her because we talked about this before. She had such a hard time. She had such an awful backstory with regard to the son dying and all this other stuff. If you follow the story, you understand she's gone through a lot. So poor Millie. Millie seems to be getting obsessed with a video clip that was dubbed as the Killer Cliff Bride incident. And she watches this clip over and over again and she tries to figure out, did the bride kill the husband by pushing him over or did he just fall? Okay, that's her new obsession. And so Abby sees this. Abby's the press person for the White House. And she goes in to see the president. Abby tells the president that his wife is now obsessing over this clip about the Killer Cliff Bride. So he says, you know what, give Millie whatever she wants. He understands, she's probably replacing one depression. She's doing replacement, or what they call, there's a psychological term I'm not that familiar with, but everybody understands who's been depressed what she's doing. I'll think about something else now. I'll obsess over something else, and then I won't be so obsessed over what, really is bothering me. So I'm going to transfer this depression or this obsession to my son. I'm going to transfer this obsession to the Killer Cliff Bride incident. So she goes around trying to prove that the bride really did not kill the husband. We thought that this thing was going to occupy Millie for a long time, but it just was very brief, But the president didn't care. He just wanted her. He was so glad that she wasn't sitting at the graveyard all day long. So he doesn't care, He's fine with her obsessing over it, but it doesn't last that long. Catherine's daughter is missing. Liv and her team locate Catherine's daughter at the Tap Hotel, but then they discover later on that Catherine's daughter is dead. Catherine, the mother, says, I don't know why she ran away. She's just off. She's just mad and angry like a lot of young people are. She tries to play it off with some small excuse. So Liv discovers that Catherine, the mother, was having an affair with her daughter's 17-year-old boyfriend. They even have sex tapes, okay? Yeah, to prove it. So you got these sex tapes of this grown woman with this 17-year-old boy. Liv is so upset. She goes to Catherine and she says, how could you do something like that? Catherine, did you kill your daughter? We found your daughter dead. Are you responsible? Or do you know who killed her? Liv is just so totally outdone with Catherine at that point. Because Catherine could have told her, my daughter ran away because I was having sex with her 17-year-old boyfriend. She could have said that and she didn't. All right, so the scene then switches back to Abby speaking to President alone. And the president asks Abby, how's Olivia doing? Now, you hate to see that because he had just said to his wife, I'm not going to see Olivia. It's all over. And we all kind of knew it wasn't. You know, we said that, you know. But it's so, when he asks how Olivia is doing, you just have to smile. Because I think these two are going to be back and forth, you know, until their grave, until one of them leaves here. There's something there that just cannot be extinguished. So Abby looks at the president like, she hesitantly will answer him. He actually has to ask her again, how is Olivia? And then Abby goes, yes, she's fine. But even Abby is nervous because everybody can see where this thing is going to lead again. You know, and some people are rooting for it. I don't know. I would love to see Olivia with a nice wedding dress, nice attorney, you know, one that's not gay or any, well, yeah, one that loves her because she's a woman. So, yeah, we want someone that's not gay. It's for her, specifically for her. That would be nice if she had her own, her own husband. That's the way we would like to see her. But I guess that would be too normal. It might not be exciting enough. I don't know. Okay. All right. So, but we would love to see her in a beautiful wedding dress, right? Wouldn't that be great? Okay. So Olivia in a wedding dress. I'm sure that will come down the line. All right. We're going back to Jake and Olivia going to dinner at the father's house. Jake changes his mind for whatever reason and decides to go to dinner. So Liv and him will go to dinner at the father's house. So the father has made this pork rubbed down with coffee grinds and everything. He's bragging about his culinary skills. And everything seems to be going very nice. They're having a little table talk. It's Jake, the father, and Liv. And then Liv has to get up to attend to business, you know, take a phone call. Now left at the table is Jake and the father. And baby, it is on. The father is confronted by Jake. Jake is telling the father, I need you to get out of town, to leave. You caused enough damage around here. Just leave, you know, don't even see Olivia again. You've ruined her life and all these things. And the father takes the butcher knife out of the pork, the roast pork, the great roast pork that he saw. And by the way, the food looks so great. Scandal, guys, you did a good job. Okay, so he takes the knife that, you know, he cut the pork with, and he puts it in Jake's face, almost slicing Jake's finger off, like maybe, you know, an inch or so from a few centimeters from slicing off Jake's finger. And he says to him, you know, in so many words, don't threaten me, you know, remember who I am, you know, I can F you up. You know, he doesn't say that, I'm just paraphrasing, but he's letting him know that I'm not afraid of you, little boy. You know, I can take care of you, you know, kind of the way I took care of the other people. And again, he doesn't say it, but this is what you're feeling as he confronts Jake, and this awful energy is exchanged between these two while Liv is in another room using the phone. All right, so they have this awful confrontation, and then Liz comes back in the room, and then they're back to being civil to one another and being very cordial. It's very funny. It's so funny. It's a great scene. Kudos to the writers. Very funny. The episode ends with Cyrus. He's crushing on his boy toy Michael. And I just wanted to say, Robin wants more attention. James, the Emmy-winning actor, Dan Buttowski, is back as we see her storyline is developing. So we're heading toward next week. And until we meet again, God bless. Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. You gotta watch. Okay, so after that, we saw How to Get Away.